We're back with another Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Lakers weekend, everyone. Thanks so much again for joining us. It's the post game. Truly appreciate you doing so. It's Gerald Glassford talking right back at you here from the Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. And as JSJ saw earlier, Josh Peterson and I did the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, where we talk about what happened at the New Year's Day weekend box office, Stranger Things, how well it did as far as the fifth season, and how did it do on those special showings at the theaters for its last episode. We talk about that. Plus, also, as well, I have my best and worst of pop culture for the year 2025. So I've got my entire list. I was able to sneak it in there in the entire hour. So go ahead and check out what we're doing. Plus, I preview where I'm going to be at this week, the Consumer Electronics Show. So go ahead and check out what we're doing today at the Pop Culture Cosmos. That'll be up available for you audio listeners on Spotify and Apple Podcasts by tomorrow morning for your morning drive, or you could catch it here on the Lakers Fast Break if you're a member, or on the Pop Culture Cosmos on YouTube as well. Want to go ahead and give a big shout out to Search and Destroy. Truly appreciate you joining us, my friend. Happy New Year to you, as always. Wishing you a blessed and happy New Year to you and each and everyone out there. Each and every one of you, have yourselves a truly prosperous new year. Hopefully, it will be a good one for you. Also, as well, I want to shout out to the Lakerholics who were here yesterday for about 45 minutes. It's a good little show. You wanted to go ahead and catch it. It is available after our show. You can go ahead and catch it on the YouTube channel as well, and also wherever you get your podcasts. I always want to make mention of them because they do such a good job when they're not yelling at each other or screaming at each other or giving each other the finger. Also want to go ahead and mention that John Costa probably will not be here tonight. He has a little one that's under the weather, so hopefully she feels better. Big shout out to him and her. Hopefully you will feel better. And then also as well, want to make sure you give him some love at Lakers Corner as well. Joe Soro, he's giddy because he got the last second win for the Steelers as far as his team is concerned. So he is going to be on the Joe Soro experiment tonight. So I believe he'll be there, not here with us talking Lakers tonight, according to what his YouTube channel says as well. But I wanted to make sure I get you guys because tonight the Lakers' second game at home against the Memphis Grizzlies before they head out on a little road trip to New Orleans and San Antonio. They play the second of two games against the Memphis Grizzlies. No Ja Morant in there tonight, but for the first three quarters, that didn't seem to matter for the Memphis Grizzlies as the Memphis Grizzlies got out to an early lead. Shocker upon all shockers, the way the Lakers have started out of their games in recent days and weeks. Once again, struggled right out of the gate, down 34-26 in the first quarter and down even more by halftime. But the Lakers started to claw back near the end of the third quarter. They closed in within 4. And then in the fourth quarter, mostly how they're getting their wins in the clutch time. The reason why they're 12-0 in the clutch is because they keep these games close enough to where they can go ahead and get close enough to win. And that's exactly what they did. They pulled away late with some clutch threes by Luka, clutch plays by LeBron, a play or two from there from LaRavia and Jared Vanderbilt, and the Lakers pull out the victory, 120-114. We were remarking on the chat where we're watching the game earlier. We were talking about how the spread was 7.5, and Vegas seems to get it right almost every time, and tonight was no exception to how they got it right around there. So the Lakers kept it close enough, and the fourth quarter they did finally get some stops on the defensive end and was able to go ahead and pull out the victory, 120-114. Tonight, Luka Doncic, 36 points, 4 of 10 from 3, 10 of 20 for overall from the field. Pretty efficient shooting for him. 9 rebounds, 8 assists, only 3 turnovers. A little bit better assist to turnover ratio there. LeBron James. This was the key. 41-year-old LeBron James, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, only 1 turnover. That's absolutely great for him. Jake LaRavia chipped in also with a second game in a row, 26 points for him. DeAndre Ayton, 15-8, a little bit better effort from him. Marcus Smart only got 6 in the bench, 11. Really not that great as far as the bench output, but the Lakers just needed to get it done from the starters this time around as they pull out the victory 120 to 114. The Lakers now 22-11 on the season. And with the loss today at Brooklyn for the Denver Nuggets, they pull into third place in the Western Conference. That's right. The Lakers move up from fifth to third in the Western Conference today. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Serge said, yeah, I wish Connect would hit his threes. Limited minutes for Connect tonight, and he did have some open looks. He's got to hit those shots or else he's going out. And then he got suckered in by Santi Aldama. Santi Aldama, as we were noting in our conversation, Serge, suckered him into a young, I was not going to say rookie foul, but a young player foul. Totally suckered him, got in his head, got him to commit an offensive foul, and got himself kicked out of the game for the rest of the game. And it was just absolutely a dumb play. So Connect didn't do himself any favors tonight. Had his opportunities, would have liked more minutes from him, but did have some open looks and just didn't take advantage of it. And unfortunately, like I said, just made a mistake out there that hopefully won't linger for him on the road trip indeed. So I also want to go ahead and mention to you guys out there that, again, the next game for the Lakers is on the road at New Orleans. Then after that, back-to-back again, because the next game the next day is against San Antonio. So we'll look at those games here in a little bit. But again, the Lakers do get the victory tonight, coming right at you with 120 to 114. The Lakers move into third place in the Western Conference, despite all the woes that the Lakers have experienced, despite all the turmoil that we've gone through as Lakers fans in the past 3 weeks, despite the fact that they've been a sub 500 team in their last, 12 games or so, or right around 500, I should say. They have managed to stay in this race in the Western Conference. They are in third place. The Denver Nuggets obviously starting to see some hard times. They lost today against the Brooklyn Nets. San Antonio had an unexpected loss. Even Oklahoma City went on the road to Phoenix, and they lost today, a very surprising loss. But I do not think that the Lakers are going to make up for the 6.5 games the rest of the season that they are currently behind OKC. They just need to focus on if they can stay at this level while, of course, the injuries have mounted for the other teams and Houston's inconsistency as well. With, of course, what we've seen with Wembanyama still out. I think Wembanyama will be back here this week, so got to watch out for that, especially, of course, just in time for the Lakers to show up in San Antonio, of course. And then also as well, want to mention the fact that, of course, Nikola Jokic is out, so you have to capitalize now while he's out of the lineup right now. It is, of course, Gerald Glasser. Thanks again for watching this thing. What's up, Best? What's up, Mars? What's going on? Nick T, everybody, great to have you here. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I'm going to go ahead and hit up some of your comments right now. Connect is cooked. Try trading him. Tell the buyer that he's a potential. The problem is third pick Shakira. The problem is the rest of the league sees what's going on. It's not like you don't have scouts scouting these guys. They see what's going on. You can't tell these guys anything that they don't already know. With the advent of all the TV, I mean, if we see all these games from all these other teams on all these other channels, my guess is that if it's a decent front office, they do the same thing as well. Alan, who the starting five is correct, but I wish they would just ditch Smart and put Vando. I am not as much, again, I am not, and I never will be as high on Vando as you are, Alan. And I'm happy for you as far as you being on that Vando hill. He did have some moments tonight. And then he also had some Vando moments where he just dropped the ball out of bounds. He just dribbled it and just had it, just slipped right out of his hands and went out of bounds. Just one of those moments where you just say to yourself, this is a Vando moment. So I can't get fully on board with you on the Vando thing, but he did provide some energy and some defense tonight, which is what he is expected to do. It's just when you ask him to do certain other things more, like hit the three-pointer consistently, or hit the rim consistently on his three-pointers. That sometimes is troubling, and just to do other basic plays sometimes is troubling as well. But again, you saw again each time as we do lately, because we've been getting some extended minutes, we see the best and the worst of Vando each and every time out. So I don't know if I would ditch. I know Smart himself wasn't exactly the greatest as far as tonight. That play where he's taking the ball out of bounds, he gets the ball taken up across half court and got it ripped right from him for he gave up an easy layup. It's very frustrating, very Vando-ish indeed. And Smart has a lot of those plays himself, but those are two best defenders. So whether or not you start Vando or you start Smart, you're going to get both those head scratching plays along with great effort and great defense as well. Best league, Gerald, we are only one win above seventh seed. So concerning. Yes, you're looking on the bottom side of things. I'm trying to keep it somewhat positive for you guys out there. I keep it realistic as I can, but I'm looking on the bright side a little bit. I'm looking up. I know looking down. The New Orleans game, they've got to win. That's upcoming. That's just put no two bones about it. They have got to win on the road in New Orleans, because the next night, I'm assuming Victor Wembanyama will be back. Second night of back-to-back. I'm assuming the Lakers are going to sit someone out. That's a key part of the rotation. If not two players, if not Luka, if not LeBron, you and I know the deal already, and they're going to go ahead and punt that game in San Antonio. I hope not. I hope I'll be proven wrong. I sincerely hope I'll be proven wrong. But we'll see what happens on these back-to-backs, because they're as irritating as I do that they do this stuff like that. NBA teams as a whole do stuff like this all the time that really keeps us irritated as fans to watch it. But we'll see what happens. Again, the game in New Orleans, no excuses. They got to win to stay up in the race in the Western Conference. So yes, best. While they are a game out of seventh, they're also actually 2 games out of 7. Let's say 2 games, best. 2 games out of 7th. They're also 2 games out of 2nd as well. Let's look at on the bright side. 2 games out of 2nd, 2 games out of 8th. You have it your way, I'll have it mine. Right there for you, right here where the Lakers stand. But they are 3rd place right now in the Western Conference. And again, that's higher than what I predicted for them. That's higher than anybody on our rotating list of individuals that come on the panel pick for them. So I'm happy at this point. If you told me that this late in the season they would be fighting for one of the top 3 spots in the Western Conference, I'd say that's a bonus right there. Mars says Jordan Goodwin outplayed Shea today and played amazing defense. He was amazing. We could have kept. Well, Mars, I'm not going to say I disagree with you, but unfortunately, again, Mars, as I have to give you guys the history note, as I've done several times on Goodwin, they chose financially to go ahead and pick up Marcus Smart. And in order to do so, they had to waive 2 players. They had to not guarantee the non-guarantee part of one contract, and they had to waive the non-guarantee part, or activate the non-guarantee part on Goodwin as well. So basically, they just let him go because so they could use the money towards Marcus Smart. Again, Goodwin has played outstanding this year, and all the credit to him. And I wish that we would have stayed on our team, but they chose financially to stay with Marcus Smart. And I'll just leave it at that. Again, Goodwin has been a better player overall this season than Marcus Smart. So it's looking more and more, Mars, like that they should have made the right decision and should have kept Goodwin and saved themselves some money for someone else. But Marcus has played well at times for the Lakers, so we cannot discount that as well. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. Yeah, again, Mars, I understand that. But it is what it is. You can blame Rob for that one as well. Once again, I don't know if the term locked up. We need to stop that. We need to stop those terms of locked up Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He still scored 25. Yes, 8 of 22. Absolutely. Not exactly the greatest shooting Jay in the world. And he only got to the line 9 times, which is under his average. But I don't want to say locked down. But he did get the best of him. Can we agree he got the best of him in today's game? Goodwin did. But again, mistake by Rob. I'll let you guys determine that. But I'm going to agree with Mars that maybe Rob might have put better allocated those resources to better places, but we'll see. Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. It is Gerald. Thanks so much for joining us. Maxim, Lakers have a lot of injuries. Gabe is still out. Rui, as we've been told by JJ, is out for the trip because it's just a 2-game road trip. So he will be activated on the other end of it. So we'll see what happens there. But again, of course, we know what happens with Austin Reeves. He's still out for several weeks with his injury as well. Again, Max Gerald, I finished 2 Towers yesterday. Nice. There you go. Absolutely. Are you finished the movie or the video game? Let me ask you that. Oh, and by the way, everyone, if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, remember coming to theaters in the not too distant future, I believe this month, they are going to have special Fathom events for each of the Lord of the Rings films, the extended editions, which have not been shown on screens. They're going to actually show them on movie screens in select theaters coming up this month. So look out for it on your local theater listings. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. But Jake Ravioli, absolutely, Mark, once again, with a great performance today, 26 points. He's put 2 good games together. Can he continue to do that if the Lakers continue to start him? That's what I want to see. Hopefully, I'm not expecting 26 points each and every time out, but I would like to see 15, 17 points. If he can give you that, obviously, then he's playing at the level that we would hope he would when he came over from Sacramento. Tough. Drip is the man. Yes, Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Want to give a big shout out to Drip Show. Was trying to help him out with getting some orders in there with Tough and El Rosto. Wanting to get more information on that. You see the quality work on here on the pillow that he's gotten for me, and he's made for several others with Kobe and Gigi. Absolutely cannot thank him enough for that. I've got it always right by my side. And then also as well, of course, right behind me, the canvas art that you see there with Luca and LeBron right there for you. You can get that quality work too at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok as well. Don't forget TikTok as well. But the Lakers win tonight. Man, they sure didn't make it easy on us, but that seems to be the case. 120 to 114, because everybody talks about, and I know Rodell brought this up about a couple weeks ago. How are the Lakers doing it? Because when you look at all the metrics, the Lakers just wouldn't have this kind of record if it planned itself out. You just looked at it on paper. Why are the Lakers in third place in the Western Conference? Well, that's a big stat right there. In the clutch with games 5 points or less in the closing minutes, the Lakers are 12-0. And that's a key stat for them that shows that they are closing out games. Is this kind of a predictor for the future in close games in the clutch when it comes to the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see. But again, want to go ahead and thank you so much for joining. It's me, Cool Bro. Oh, Maxim. Okay. My condolences on your Rams season, Cool Bro, and how it kind of curtailed, and your Matt Stafford MVP Hall of Fame. Great thing going on with him. Just didn't quite end the season the way you wanted it to. So Alan says 40% overall shooting from Smart. Vando shooting 46. Again, Alan, you have to look at the bad and the good with Vando. You cannot sell us on Joe and I. You cannot sell us on Jared Vanderbilt. Again, the highs and the lows. This is the man who in the previous 2 games had 3-point attempts that were 2 feet wide and 2 feet short. And again, did a Vando thing where he just dropped the ball out of bounds. He does these things every play. You have, just like Marcus Smart, absolutely just like Marcus Smart, you have to tolerate the good with the bad every time they come in there, because they give you the great effort. They give you the great hustle. They give you better than defenders than anyone on the Lakers roster, both of them. So if you start Vando, you start Smart, you're essentially going to get the same thing as far as the good and the bad plays that come along with it. With that effort that they put out there, they are prone to making mistakes out there more so than other players. And again, it is the good with the bad when it comes to Smart or Vando. So whether you start Smart because he can handle the ball a little bit better, or Vando because he can rebound the ball a little bit better. That's again up to JJ. And at this point in time, with Austin out of the lineup, with Rui out of the lineup, essentially you can go ahead with which one and maybe get the same result or thereabouts. But again, the Lakers did play better today with Vando in the lineup. I will give him that. It was actually very effective tonight. And again, he did give you some hustle rebounding, but that scoring, that lack of scoring ability does get the Lakers every time, as far as when they ask him to do a little bit more than what he's capable of doing. And I'll just leave it at that. But again, the Lakers get the victory 120 to 114. Tonight, Marcus Smart was +3. Jared Vanderbilt was -3, but Jared Vanderbilt did have 7 rebounds. And again, pretty good hustle from him tonight, but both of them 0-7 from 3. That's not going to be able to get it done. But those guys are out there more, again, for defense, which is still concerning, guys, because as you saw in the first quarter, again, the Lakers just find themselves getting off to such bad starts and having to play continuously uphill. That is extremely, extremely disappointing. Alan says, I am moneyballing this Laker team. Stats don't lie. Okay. Absolutely. Well, they lie in many ways if you just look at the stats, because again, the Lakers, one of the worst shooting teams, one of the worst rebounding teams, one of the worst defensive teams, yet they get it done in the clutch, and that's all that matters right now, because the Lakers 12-0 in clutch games, which has helped them to a third place in the Western Conference standings with a 22-11 record. Again, they are 6.5 games out in the Western Conference with the loss by Oklahoma City Thunder today. Do I expect them to catch the OKC Thunder? Even if SGA gets hurt, I don't think that's going to be enough to get them to close the gap. But if SGA gets hurt for a playoff run, that obviously leaves the door open for these teams to go ahead, and I think it leaves it wide open for anybody to win the title if that's the case. Maybe even the Lakers, and we'll just throw that in there. But again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. Serge says, I love all the Lord of the Rings movies. Yes, absolutely, as do I. And I have the extended editions here at the house. But I am tempted to go ahead and say, I don't know, if I go to the theaters, I think next weekend or the week after, and see it, the first one in extended edition, then I feel obligated to see all of them. Because of the 3, I love all of them, but the first one is probably my least favorite. Although again, they're just all 3 outstanding. So we'll see. We'll see. I have the DVDs here, so I'm not sure I'm gonna go or not. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. Stefan says, I had a book for anniversary a couple of years ago to go to New Zealand where they filmed the rings, but we weren't able to go. If you can, that I heard that area is beautiful, where they have the Shire, where they take you on the boat trip, to where the statues are. Yeah, that awesome, absolutely. Intel, what's up, my friend? We struggled against a bad team, missing their best player. Yeah, and something that also irritated me continuously throughout the fourth quarter, Intel, was the fact that Triple J had 5 fouls for a good part of that fourth quarter. Whether, yes, he did get, as Tough noted, credit to Tough, that they did take one back, but he got another 5th one. They should have been pressing on him and taking it to the basket each and every time out, that was the part that was still disappointing. But that has happened a lot over the course of the past few years from what I've seen, where Lakers just don't focus enough on taking a player out of the game entirely. And that's what disappointed to me. But Luka hit those 2 3-pointers late. He felt in the rhythm. LeBron hit some clutch shots late. There was a great pass to Jared Vanderbilt for a dunk, and Jake LaRavia hit a clutch shot as well. And again, in the clutch, the Lakers are just keeping it close enough so that they could go ahead and get that run late that gets them the victory. We'll take it, though. Wasn't pretty. I know, Intel was not pretty at all, but we'll take the victory 120 to 114. And again, the Lakers are now 22-11, third place in the Western Conference for now, but we'll see what happens through this week. Again, the Lakers are going on the road. They're going to hit New Orleans next, and then after that, the next day at San Antonio. And man, I'm just hoping I'm going to be wrong on the back-to-back thing, but we'll see. But again, we'll find out what happens. But it all starts off on Tuesday at New Orleans. Wednesday, it is at San Antonio. Friday, they're home against Giannis Antetokounmpo and Milwaukee. And then their next game after that is on Monday at Sacramento. So we'll see what happens. There's 3 winnable games there. San Antonio, if they're on the second game of back to back, I don't think we should be expecting a whole lot. I'm hoping I'm proven wrong on that, but we will see definitely what happens there. And we'll be here to report it for you. Whether it's a win or loss, we're here for you. Lakers Fast Break. Hopefully you'll join us as well over the course of the week. I'll try to sneak in at least one NBA observations because this week is going to be a busy week for me with the Consumer Electronics Show in town. But I will try to go ahead and at least put out there one NBA observation with Caliph or Legend or one of the guys out there, or maybe even try and reach out to some friends out there to see if we can go ahead and get you out there for an NBA observation. It's at least one this week. I'm going to try and get you for sure. Maxim says I even. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Jose, what's up, my friend? The Lakers are doing it because the refs helped them so much. Let's keep here. Jose. I'll just say, Jose, again. If that's what you feel, that's what you feel. Today, LeBron, Luca, they went inside. They took the ball inside. It got 23 free throws between them. Whether you're not, it. I'll just say your continuous arguments about the refs and about the Lakers, it just falls flat because this is who they are. When you take the ball to the basket and you get fouls and you get back and you know how to work it with the refs, you're going to get those calls during the regular season. And you always seem to go ahead and say that's their excuse is just the refs and whatnot. And a lot of haters out there do the same thing. But again, you saw today that the Lakers, they went to the basket on multiple occasions. They got the fouls that they needed because they saw with Triple J. Triple J is prone into getting into foul trouble. And that's absolutely what they know. That's the game plan. So your game plan is to go at them hard. Cam Spencer is not a good defender out there on the perimeter. So you go at him hard. Jalen Wells does work well on defense, but today he had to work extra hard. He almost fouled out. And then the guys off the bench, Aldama's not a noted defender. Gigi Jackson's not a noted defender. And of course, Christian Coloco, we all know him, guys, from the Lakers and his time here. He got 5 fouls as well because these guys were just laying on the pressure. And if you say that the refs are fixed and biased, whatnot, it just falls flat because you're supposed to reward the guys that are going inside continuously. And if they're getting contact, it should be called. It should be called. Tonight, I don't think you have a good excuse, Jose. I really don't think you have a good excuse. There are some nights where I'm going to give it to you. You do have an excuse. But tonight, I think tonight was kind of watched because Memphis was defending and fouling. And they were fouling quite a bit. You could see clearly that they were defending while fouling quite a bit. And it just, again, the Lakers were the beneficiary of that as LeBron and Luka went to the foul line 23 times. Did not think that was out of the norm. Did not think that was out of the issue. But Jose, again, some days you were right. Some days it looks like there is kind of a bias towards those type of players. Today, I don't think that was it. I think it was a day where the Lakers started to take advantage of what was given to them, and they kept on applying the pressure to it, and Memphis kept on fouling while defending indeed. Maxim says, who is my favorite Lord of the Rings character? I'm going to say Gimli. Or Aragorn. That's either one works for me. El Rosta says, and thank you so much for the super chat. Game ball for Laravia and LeBron for staying effective when they double Luka. Yeah, give props to Laravia. Absolutely. Second good game in a row. And for LeBron at 41 years old, still giving you 26 points and 10 assists. We're counting on him. We lean so heavily on him. And of course, Do we like the 52.6 million? No. Do we like the fact that he goes with 6 minutes left and walks over to Rich Paul? I don't know if it's coming out of a timeout or what, but he's getting instructions or something from Rich Paul. Why in the heck are you talking to Rich Paul at a time when you should be talking to your coach or your teammates? I don't get that. I don't understand that. I know it ticked off Mark to no ends, but I wanted to note that the Lakers got away with it, but still, why are you talking to Rich Paul when the game is getting close to, that point in time of the game where they need you most? But okay, whatever. But the comment was from El Rosto: game ball for Laravia and LeBron for staying effective while they doubled Luca. Without those continued efficiencies, we lose big. They were very efficient. They were so efficient, and the Grizz relaxed and the doubles, and Luca got his. Absolutely. It worked out well for the Lakers. Again, they're finding ways to close out strong, and that's really making it worthwhile. And that's why the Lakers have been so good in the clutch. Again, they've lost what by 26 times this year, one of the most in the league. Their point differential is at 0.1 in favor of the Lakers right now, which for a 22-11 team is not a very good point differential at all. That's unacceptable. But again, this is a team that doesn't shoot well, doesn't rebound the ball well, doesn't defend the ball well. Yet we're finding ways to win. And some of that does have to go to JJ when they win, as far as the credit is concerned. And some of that has to go to what these players are doing in the clutch to keep it close enough that they can go ahead and then make the right moves and make the right shots in the clutch. Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate having you here. Thanks again for joining us. It's Gerald Glassford. Looks like nobody's going to be joining me tonight. It's probably a little bit late for Legend, is because it's past midnight. I know he's got everything going on with his school and stuff right there. And of course, John has got a sick young lady, and Joe is doing backflips and cartwheels over the Pittsburgh Steelers right now on the Joe Soro experiment. So you guys just got me tonight, but I hope that's good enough for you. I truly appreciate it. JSJ says, cool, bro. You guys better not underestimate the Panthers. I'm just going to say this, JSJ, and I say this every year, and I'll say this upcoming if I do a show, if I could try and squeeze in an Inside Sports Fantasy Football with my friend Chris Ardieri where we preview the playoffs. I do not like the fact that we always reward teams that are 8-8, in this case, 8-9. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think it's irritating. And the fact is, because they won a division, they get a home game. Excuse me? Okay, if you're going to go ahead and they won, if their division winner is 500, right? Okay, that's fine. But put them as the last seed in the playoffs. Doesn't matter if they were division winner or not. Put them as the last seed. Base it off of record. Base the playoffs completely on record. Stop having these 11-5, these 11-6 teams, these 12-5 teams. They have to go on a road to face the 8-9 teams in the first round of the playoffs. It's absolutely asinine, and I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. It's almost to me as irritating as when these players go down the lane in basketball and they don't even look at the basket and they'll just throw out for a three-pointer. It's just irritating to me. Just these things in life that just absolutely irritating. But again, 8-9 team hosting a playoff game is shameful. Shameful, but it gives them a chance to win. It gives them a chance to win against your Los Angeles Rams, Maxim. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Very kind of you to say. Truly appreciate it. And a big shout out to all my Australian friends over here that are watching the game, watching the post game with me. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford. JSJ says, don't worry, Gerald. The Raiders will have Fernando. Did you see that game at the Raiders today? Did you see the Raiders game? No, by the way, I didn't get a comp this time. I didn't get asked if I wanted to go to the game today. Last week, against the New York Giants game, I did. And I said, like, I don't even want free tickets. I don't even want free tickets. This week, I didn't get offered tickets. Did you see, though, when anybody out there watch the game like this? I mean, Las Vegas gets the feed. Las Vegas always gets a feed. It was a Chiefs home game. Yes, I know the Raiders won, but it was a Chiefs home game. There was more red in that stadium than black tonight, and that just tells you all you need to know. right now about the city of Las Vegas and the Raiders. Search and Destroy says the Raiders are the greatest sports organization in the world. Silver and black will prevail. I hope so, Search. They have not been the greatest sports organization in the world for quite a spell. Search. Quite a spell. And see, I see your emoji agrees with me on that. I'll just leave it at that. So they get Ash. They've got Genty. That, like I said, they get Mendoza. That kid better be something special because God, they need a lot. Uh, I personally would have traded Genty at the draft choice. They picked up a lot of draft choices or players instead because the Raiders need a lot, like the Lakers, have a lot of holes they need to plug. And I'll just leave it at that. Cool, bro. And you all JSJ laying it hard. Your friend Cool Bro is here and you're laying it hard. You're putting like salt on the wound right now. Man, that's harsh. But once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is, of course, me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. The Lakers do win 120 to 114. The Lakers are now 22-11. They are third place in the Western Conference, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. I don't want to get the obligatory individual that comes here. Do you think that what do you think now? Are the Lakers going to win the title now? Do you think they have a pathway now? No, they still do not have a pathway unless SGA gets hurt in a playoff run. Key words, in a playoff run. If he gets hurt in January, he's only out for 3 weeks or so. That's not going to cut it. If he gets hurt in a playoff run, everything, and I mean everything, is now up for grabs in the NBA. Detroit has a chance. The New York Knicks, even though they've been really looking bad lately, have a chance. Boston Celtics with Tatum back, who've been playing outstanding, which is probably, unfortunately, one of the things I have to cover as a Lakers fan and a Celtics hater on our next NBA observations. You got to go ahead and give props to the Celtics and what they've been doing. They have a chance. And then you've got San Antonio. If Wemby's healthy and SGA isn't in the playoff run, they have a chance. The Nuggets, of course, with Jokic, they have a chance with Jokic and Murray in a playoff setting. Houston has a chance. And Minnesota has a chance. Heck, you could even say also as well, if SGA goes down in a playoff setting, guys, I will even say Luka, LeBron, and Austin, if they're in a top 4 position in the playoffs, if they're in the top four heading into the playoffs, and if SGA gets hurt, they have a chance to capitalize as well. Yes, Houston. I still don't underestimate Houston, but the thing is, Thane, there's just that one element I think they're missing because, and you can see it during the course of the season, and maybe it is the fact that they don't have a true ball handler point guard on their team as of right now because of Van Vliet did so much for their team that obviously we saw that they needed. But again, they're still winning. But there's just these losses or these times when I see them where they're just missing that one key ingredient. But they have so much on the table: athleticism, youth. They can rebound, and then they can also shoot at a percentage. They don't shoot as much as other teams do, but they do shoot at a pretty good percentage. I still think they're top 5 in 3-point shooting. Plus, also they lead the league in offensive rebounding, which is a killer in the playoff formats. And I'll just leave it at that. But yes, once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate having you here, Serge. You're the man. Cannot thank you enough for stopping by. Truly appreciate everyone out there. The best mod out there, Search and Destroyed. Wish them all the best. And of course, don't forget, again, if you go ahead and support my man Drip Show right there. I've got the Kobe pillow. Looks awesome. Got the canvas art right behind me. Looks awesome as well. If you could support my man Drip Show at Drip Show Shop. Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. It is truly and immensely appreciated by me and everyone out here at the Lakers Fast Break. And don't forget, the Lakerholics were here on Saturday. Go ahead and make sure you see what they were doing for it's about 45 minutes. So it's an easy watch or an easy drive as far as if you're driving to work and you want to pop it in for 45 minutes after my show tonight. Yes, they were on talking about the Lakers in 2026, and they got along. And they at the end, I always check on them to make sure there's no bad blood, and there seemed to be no bad blood. So go ahead and see a pleasant Lakerholic show, indeed, right there for you on the Lakers Fast Break channel, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, we have an amazing defense, to be honest. That's because the refs. You're talking about the Rams again. There you go. Cool, bro. Okay. But again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. I want to hear you guys' thoughts as we go ahead on the road trip. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us for tonight. The Lakers are 22-11. They did win. They are now in the positive once again after tonight's victory. They're a plus 0.1. But I'll tell you what, they got it done. That's all I care about tonight. They get the victory. It counts in the win column. Doesn't matter if they're a negative 2,000 or a plus 2,000. What's their record? And right now it's 22-11. Jake LaRavia, 2 plus performances, 20-point performances in a row. Today he was a plus 15 with his 26 points, 4 of 10 shooting, 9 of 16 overall, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Again, we obviously cannot count on him continuously to put up those 20 numbers, but if he's going to stay in the starting lineup, he's going to get about 30 to 35 minutes like he did tonight. If we can get 15 to 17 from him on efficient shooting and average defense, then I'll tell you what, that's what I'm hoping for indeed. And you can keep him as far as the rotation. And by the end of the road trip, you may be able to tell Rui, hey, might have to come off the bench, sir, because you've not been playing well in your time before your injury, and Ravi has been the hot guy, and JJ might have to stay with the hot guy. So Best League says Jake over Rui. Gotta look at it, Best. Gotta look at it. Rui has been struggling before he got injured. That donut on Christmas Day does not look good, still does not taste good. Best, you gotta admit that. And for a guy who is, I mean, just like Aiton has been struggling as of late, although he did get 15 today, these guys are playing for cold, hard cash in the offseason. And you would think they'd be every bit motivated and having some of the best seasons of their careers heading into those seasons. And I just haven't seen it from Aiton. I just hadn't seen it consistently enough from Rui. The only one we're seeing it from, to an extent, although it's not been what it quite was at the start, was Austin Reeves. That's the only one I'm seeing that is consistent. Well, was consistently or close to it until the last couple weeks before he got injured, putting up good numbers that would translate to a lot of cashola in the offseason. Rui has been struggling before his time. He got hurt, and he's been hurt, off and on here during the course of the season. And DeAndre Ayton, I know he's been injured at times as well, but also him just at times just has been invisible out there, and it's been hard to see him, because of what he could bring to the table each and every time. But I see a little bit of what people saw in Portland and in Phoenix when he played his way and work ethic his way off those teams. And I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. T3 says Jake LaRavia is more aggressive than Dalton Connect. T3, you got to feel for Dalton Connect, but you know what? JJ did mention that with Gabe Vincent out, that he would get more ups. Now, it's not an abundance of minutes, T3. I mean, tonight he got 13. The other night he got 11, but he has not capitalized on it. He has been given wide open shots. Today he had wide open shots today and just didn't get it done. And the previous game against Memphis, he didn't hit a single thing. And the worst capper on top of all of it, on top of everything at all, was Santi Aldama getting in his head, which caused Dalton Connect to go ahead and foul him to cause an offensive foul that ruined a possession, which he baited him into it. He baited Connect into it, and Connect, like the young player he is, sucker born every minute and fell right into it. And that was that. JJ yanked him, and that was it. And those are the kind of things that just make you say, you know what, the kid just, I don't know. And he's supposed to be an older rookie. Well, he's an older second player guy because he was a 5-year player in college. Should not be making these kind of mistakes. You expect these from mistakes from the 18-year-old, but you don't expect them from the guy that's 23 or 24 at this point in time. So yeah, you don't expect these from the guy that has experience extended in college, coming out of college, and now been a year in the league. You got to understand and have the wherewithal and the fortitude, the mental fortitude to understand that Aldama was getting in your head. And the reason why Aldama was getting in his head is because he saw Aldama as a veteran recognize the fact that he could get in under Dalton Connect's skin and really work it there. So again, Dalton Connect given a chance to play and didn't get it done. I would like to see more extended minutes for him, but if that's what we're going to get is just the same results we're getting now in 25, 24 minutes of play in 2 games, then I don't know. I understand. I just don't know what we're going to do with Dalton Connect at this point because his value is zero right now. Absolutely zero right now. But once again, great to have you here. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Cannot thank you enough for joining me. Xbox, what's going on? Him and SB, always having a great. Did you see, Mark? Did you see Vari again the next day after you guys said you were going to meet up? And I saw you guys meet up on that first day. Did you guys meet up on that second day? I don't know if you guys did. I never got a confirmation of that. I hope you guys did. Hope you guys got a chance to see each other again. It's always great that the Lakers Fast Break is. Oh, you saw him today. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Did you run away in terror afterwards? I just wanted to know that as well. But it's always great that the Lakers Fast Break can put people together, whether it's meeting me, meeting Joe, or meeting each other. It's great. Absolutely. Best League says Vari is not alive after that meeting. The way those two talk to each other, I would say that's probably the case. Authorities are now going to go ahead to one of their places where they're staying, either Mark's or Vari's, to check on their condition and investigate further. But Xbox says, I did us all a favor. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, JSJ wants to meet Cool Bro. Cool Bro, JSJ, make that happen. There you go. Email each other. Make that happen. And then send us the proof of life. Send us the pic. T and 3, what's your New York Jets question? I'll take a look. The New York Jets suck. Yes. T3, I'll look up. Let me look up T3. I missed it. That's why. Sometimes I'm looking at 50 to 100 different posts that you guys post on there. So forgive me if I miss one that you want me to hit. Damon says, Gerald, I'm not one to get excited easily on a small sample size, but Laravia does look better. Right now, he's playing better. Significantly better than Rui. But yeah, it again, best after that 0 he got at Christmas time. You got to look seriously as if does Rui want to stay in the starting lineup? If he's taking it for granted, there are other people that are going to play there.
You're awesome.
Thank you so much, Big Watt. Truly appreciate of course, the subscribing. Truly cannot thank you enough for becoming a member. Cannot thank you enough. El Rosto, I think you put. There it is, T3. How did
You're awesome.
Games with 0 interceptions? That is probably one of the most amazing stats for a bad team that's ever happened, T3. My guess is because if you looked at the lineup of quarterbacks,
you're awesome.
They had quarterbacks that were probably just not even good throwing it to either team, whether it was their team or the other team. So, yeah, I mean, the Jets, that's probably one of the
you're awesome
I've ever seen with a truly terrible team like that. But again, great to have you here. A great question out there, T3. But yeah,
you're awesome
with that interception. If that's the case, yeah, that was really weird. If that's the case, they must have had some interceptions on that team. They must have had some interceptions on that team this year. I don't know if that's the case. Let me look that up. Let me look that up as far as let's see. Our Jets quarterbacks. Let's look at that. Let's look that up. Justin Fields. Let's look at Justin Fields because he was the quarterback for most of this year. Because I'm not sure I'm feeling it on that because I know Fields is efficient. He's been accused of being a manager, play manager, as far as just throwing short passes and whatnot. But I don't know if he's. Yeah, he threw one interception this year. So he threw one interception this year. But thank you, Serge. Truly appreciate you joining. Yes, appreciate you guys renewing your memberships. Cannot thank you enough for doing so. El Rosto, I saw something in there. So T3, he did throw an interception, but I get what you mean. Oh, the defense did not record an interception. Now that's okay. That's what you were talking about. Okay. Now it's better worded. How did an entire 17 game season go by without the Jets recording an interception? Okay. Now that makes sense. Because that's something that I think very few people picked up on. Where are the Jets at as far as a team? That'll tell you all you need to know. Absolutely. But you're right. How in hundreds and hundreds of plays did they not get one interception from their defense? No matter how bad it was, not getting one interception from their defense. Okay. I mean, the Jets were bad, absolutely bad. But I guess again, that just shows you how bad their corners are, and definitely. Well, they've got many needs. The Jets, they've got many needs. I'd start with quarterback. They need receivers, running backs. They need a better line, both ends, and cornerbacks. Obviously, you've got to be an issue. Then you got to have good cornerbacks. You got to provide more pressure on the quarterback in order to go ahead and help facilitate those interceptions. So again, the Jets were a terrible team, and Stefan says, and Jets got rid of Sauce Gardner, so that makes sense. So I mean, again, they just need better players in there. But as my friend Chris Ardieri will tell you, who is a New York Giants fan, in New York, they're just so prone to making bad football decisions. And no Revis Island there. Nope, no Revis Island at all. But once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate having you here, and thank you for joining us. Truly appreciate it. Trying to go ahead and all right. Well, looky here. After speaking of football, because it was just mentioned to me that the Jets didn't record an interception all season, we come to a man that is a happy man because the Pittsburgh Steelers snuck out a win today against the Baltimore Ravens. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. Truly appreciate you joining us. Xbox says, thoughts on LeBron tonight, Gerald? Thought he played a great game, one of his best games for the year. Back to back, 41 years old. Tonight with 26 points, 10 assists, 1 turnover. The other night, 31 points. Looks good against Memphis at 41. Can he keep this rolling when the Lakers go ahead and play a back-to-back this week?
I was able to get the visuals here and there. Not much. I didn't get a chance to see any of the first half. Lots of the third, most of the fourth. I think where LeBron really hit home. So LeBron has a reputation of being a very, very smart, high IQ basketball player. Tonight, you could not deny that. His positioning was phenomenal. I thought where he was getting the ball when somebody was passing him the ball, where guys were finally diving, how he was getting the ball where it needed to be to get those shots. And then, of course, Luka hitting some clutch shots towards the end there. I mean, what can you say? 41 years old, still rocking and rolling. 22-11, beating the teams I guess they should beat. I don't know where this is going to go, but I like that they're winning, and I like that smart basketball is being played by the main guys. Because in a lot of ways, I was talking about this on the show. I did a 45-minute show tonight for the Steelers, and one of the things I've noticed between both leagues, I know Oklahoma City's the upper echelon area, and Boston's obviously playing out of their minds right now without Jason Tatum. But I've seen that script before. I've seen the Celtics do really, really well in the regular season. And then when shit starts to get tight, you'll start seeing them make mistakes because as greater as three-point shots are, sometimes that's a detriment when things get a little bit tighter in the playoffs. And that's why they won their only championship in this run that they've had because the path was a little bit easier for them. And I'm not discrediting the championship, but they never really faced anybody that was at full tilt, right? Mm-hmm. So anyways, they're both leagues that have been kind of marginalized. There's not like oh my God, are you going to beat Shaq in 7 games? Are you going to beat the Warriors in 7 games? Are you going to beat LeBron and AD at the peak in 7? Like there is none of those teams as good as Oklahoma City is. And the way the NBA has been played out, where injuries have been debilitating to teams at the worst times, how do you not just look at this game, look at this season and go, just get to the playoffs and see how it plays out? And if LeBron is able to do what he does right now, then that's really going to be the separation because I have no fear that Luka's going to do what he does. And we can also say, hey man, they're winning these games without AR too. We just don't know. We just don't know. Tonight I'm watching the Steeler game. I was nervous, not as nervous as I was for the World Series, but I was nervous. And I can't enjoy the games anymore. The enjoyment has gone. The losing hurts worse than winning feels good is so embedded in my psyche right now. I have to change something mentally. I have to go into next week and enjoy things. And I'm not enjoying any of this stuff. And I think a lot of it is because everything is even. There is no like hierarchy. So good game from what I saw. I saw LeBron's performance, amazing. Keep it going. That's all I can say. And it's just I'm worried that playing 37 minutes though is going to catch up to him, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Oh yeah, just like last season. Yep, because he's not getting any younger. But you're right. As long as he has to continue to be playing 32, 35, 37, 38 minutes each time.
But you don't have anybody, Gerald. You have Dalton, you have Jared, you have Nick Smith. Like who do you have that you can come off the bench? Gabe Vincent is a useless human being right now in basketball. Marcus Smart isn't going to be that guy that's going to get you 20 points, right? Rui's never there. LaRavia has had 2 really good games. That is something very, very positive. The last 2 games against Memphis, I don't know. Didn't he play in Memphis?
Who?
LaRavia.
He did. That's where he played. He played 2.5 years there.
Yeah. So is there a connection there to where he wants to show them up? Because is it a coincidence that he had his probably 2 best games back to back against Memphis? I hope this doesn't drop off because that is something they need to be sustainable so that they don't have to play LeBron. If AR gets back in 2.5 weeks and doesn't get injured again, maybe those minutes that LeBron plays can be taken away, at least 7 of those minutes. I mean, it's a lot of minutes. And it looks like he's not going to go down to 30 like I hoped, unless they get somebody at the deadline. But that's probably my only worry at this point. I'm going with the flow right now. They're winning the games, I guess, that they're supposed to. Still getting their ass kicked by the good teams with athletes on it, but I don't know. Jay, why are you saying you love their wieners?
No, Stefan is deciding and currently contemplating a big decision in his life: Del Taco or the Wiener Schnitzel for tonight's dinner.
So you're trying to figure out if you like wieners or tacos?
Something like that.
Still, this late in the game, you still don't know which one you like better? I like tacos myself.
He's leaning towards Del Taco. I'll just leave it at that. But I did tell him.
I would go to a truck. I would go to a burrito truck over that diseased, infested restaurant.
I like the fries at Del Taco. I like the Polish sandwich at the Wiener Schnitzel, and I'll just leave it at that. Nick T. Oh, by the way, thank you, El Rosto, for subbing out some memberships. He gave out some memberships earlier today. Cannot thank him enough for doing that. So you guys will get access to all my extra stuff, plus you get emojis and more right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Nick T says LBJ will struggle when AR comes back. That's one more player that keeps the ball from LeBron's hands. Lately, I love how Luka playing a little more off ball. And we saw a little bit of that tonight with Luka, but again, more efficient. The thing was, Luka was more efficient tonight, making better choices, both him and LeBron. They cut the turnovers way down, and absolutely just a fantastic performance by both. When you can get 4 turnovers combined between those two, Joe, that makes it really a lot better and a lot more efficient. That means that the ball is going in the right places more often.
Yeah, you had a team that only had 10 turnovers in a 48-minute game. That's pretty good considering the aggressiveness in which LeBron and Luka play with.
Because LeBron is the all-time leader in turnovers.
I would love a statistic, since you mentioned the word efficiency. I would love to see the correlation between free throw percentage in a game and efficiency and how those go hand in hand. Is it an accident that when those guys are hitting their free throws, they become more efficient? Because now those missed shots don't become shots, right?
Yeah.
They become, oh, well, he got fouled, so it's not technically a shot. And then when they make them at an 80 to 90% clip like they did tonight, with those turnovers being low, I think that should be, I'm sure they have something like that, but I don't know if it's public. But I would love like a WAR percentage, like in baseball, wins above replacement type stat, an analytical stat. I mean, they're all analytical stats, but an advanced one, right? I would love to see the records of main ball handlers, star ball handlers, and factory in turnovers, free throw makes, and minutes played. I think that would be an interesting statistic, and I think it would say a lot in terms of wins and losses at that point. Because it's impossible to stop LeBron when he's hitting 8 out of 10 from the free throw line. You are jacked. You have no shot if he's making his free throws. Luka, he's leading the league right now in attempts and makes. And Luka's got the body movement, the body feel to draw those fouls, the strength. And then if he's hitting from 3 at a 40% clip, you might as well just go and take a vacation at that point. You have zero chance to do anything with him. But as far as AR affecting LeBron's game, that is not how it's supposed to work. We need AR to supplement LeBron. We need LeBron to sit for 18 minutes a game, every game. And then you make sure that AR is in there for those 18 minutes. That is what I would be preaching to do. I don't know if it's realistic. I don't know if they have enough to do that. I just don't. I don't think they do, depending on matchups. But if they're able to snake a player that can fulfill some of their needs, because I don't think Rui is going to be that player. It's just not that player. I think that's probably the only guy that they can use in terms of having some kind of leverage to get a player. But the Lakers are not going to give up a first-round pick, though. It'd have to be Rui and a couple of second-round picks for a player that a team wants to get rid of that might be on another year contract beyond this year. That would likely be the only guy. And then the question there will be, will the Lakers take that contract, knowing that they're not going to have an expiring contract there? I say yes if he's a valuable player. If he's a guy that you would want on a Luka-centric team for the next 5 years, yes. That's what likely will need to happen for them to make a deal like that. And, of course, be able to maybe give this year a shot, which I just still don't know. I just don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know, but I'm trying to be positive.
I understand. But I'm going to give you a LeBron question here in a little bit. But first, I got one for you here with LaRavia. Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. He just got off his show where he talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-7 heading into the playoffs. Alongside me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching. Listen, Lakers do win 120-114. They're now in third place in the Western Conference, 22-11. A lot of the game and a lot of the credit today, outside of Luka and LeBron, goes to Jake LaRavia with 26 points, the second 20-point game plus in a row. He does come against his old team, so the Memphis revenge tour for him was a good weekend indeed. Can he sustain that? And if he does sustain that, Rui Hashimura, who was said earlier today, or was it yesterday after practice, JJ commented on, I'll say basically, and I'll mention also DA as well later on here in a bit. He said that Rui is not going to be flying with the team on the road trip to New Orleans and San Antonio. He may be back for the Milwaukee game. But your thoughts when he does come back? Should he start in front of LaRavia the way LaRavia is playing?
I still say that Marcus Smart should start. Ideally, I would have liked Marcus Smart to start in front of Reeves, but in this case, they're not. They're going to keep starting Reeves for whatever reason, and in the end, you can still drop him to the 3, leave Marcus Smart to the 2. Marcus Smart needs to start. In my view, he's got to be the starter. Let LaRavia come off the bench. Let him sustain the leads with Rui, because now you have a 7-man rotation at that point, right? By the way, props to DeAndre Ayton. I thought he played a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton in the second. I do want to say the Lakers are by 8 points right now in New Orleans on Tuesday. So look for that. It's the back-to-back game against San Antonio. Who will the Lakers play, or who will the Lakers put out there to play on that Wednesday game? We'll have to wait and see. But DeAndre Ayton tonight made some comments because JJ had been saying that DeAndre was frustrated by limited touches. But he said, quote, "Bigs can't feed themselves. I just try my best to do what I can to bring effort, and I trust my playmakers out there to find me." Now, I'm going to say it's a 50-50 deal from what I've seen in the past couple of weeks. 50% is probably the Lakers not getting him the touches that he needs, but 50% is him not deserving or wanting or stepping up and demanding the kind of touches that he thinks he needs. He has not been a great post presence. Even tonight, somebody scored. Was it Jalen? I think it was Jalen Wells that just took the ball straight up on him, and just like, oh my gosh, anybody else is going to block that shot in the third row if he's a competent rim protector. He's been okay for us, 15-8. So I'm not going to argue for what you're getting him because of the relatively medium value that you're paying for him. But if he wants to get paid out there, he knows he has to be dominating. And in the past couple of weeks, Joe, we haven't seen him dominate, and I'm not sure it's all the Lakers playmakers' fault.
Yeah, Nick, that's a good point that you brought up, and that's going to. I'm wondering if that was. I'm wondering if the reason why you had to do that was because you can't just. You're gonna. Even though Luka's a young guy, you're going to wear this guy out, right? I mean, he's still been playing basketball since he was, 14? Wasn't he a professional at 14? Sometimes the mileage is what is the problem, not the years you've been playing. So yeah, that's a good point, Nick. I think if it's not heliocentric to just Luka Doncic, I'm just going to say, should we say Luka-centric? I'd like that sound. It sounds better, even though it's not a real word. A Luka-centric team makes sense if he's distributing. like a traditional point guard. He doesn't do that. He's more of a, would you say he's more of a Steph Curry point guard? Right? He's a hybrid.
Mhm.
I mean, he's not going to be the sniper of a Steph
He's
Curry.
not as efficient, Joe.
But he is a hybrid. Him, Trae Young, Steph. These guys are not. In my view, this is my thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Those guys are not point guards or scoring guards. They are hybrid guards. The problem with that, though, is, and you've seen the issues in Atlanta with Trae. You saw why Steph Curry maybe didn't. He didn't remember. There was a minute there where they're like, "Why isn't Steph Curry winning Finals MVPs even though he's winning these championships?" Right? A lot of times when you're too hybrid, when you're not focused on one thing, you're the jack of all trades and a master of none. Now, Steph mastered shooting, but like I always say, when it comes to playoff time, you notice the deeper he got into the playoffs, he wasn't Steph Curry in game 81, game 45. Like, that's a different ball game. It's a different way of playing. Things tighten up, gets harder. They're closer to you. Plus, he's a smaller guy, so now they can tower over you. The shots aren't gonna. He's gonna have to arc it a little bit more. The pressure. So all that stuff. There's a lot of things that factor into that. So if Luka can get into this mode because of the ability of Reeves, the ability of LeBron, if you can get to a point where he doesn't have to be so Luka-centric, to where he has to be the hybrid guard, instead go back and forth maybe, depending on the matchup. Hey, we need Luka to be the point guard. We need him to get the ball to guys and get the ball moving, right? Or he becomes that scoring guard, right? That guard where he's just dropping freaking shots from everywhere because they can't know the guy in front of him is Trae Young and he can just shoot over. So it's a lot of this is a difficult sport, right? You got very good players, great players, and then you have the schemes that are run with that, and then of course, then you factor in the guys that are athletic freaks that you have to deal with, that you have to play with. I mean, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult game to stay consistent in, especially with the way the mentality of the players and the culture is now. No matter what happens, though, until the Lakers get a legitimate threat from behind the arc who can play defense, there's just not a reality that they're going to be able to sustain a deep run. They have to at least get one. And that's just what it is. It's even if LeBron is playing well, even if Luka's playing well, it's just not. LeBron can't shut down an SGA or keep him within like a normal area instead of an extravagant area. And then as far as DeAndre Ayton is concerned, DeAndre Ayton bigs, and we know this. We're Laker fans. We used to hear Shaq talk about this all the time. So let's not act like it's just a DeAndre Ayton problem. The center position, in a lot of ways, the big man, in a lot of ways, is like the wide receiver in football. These guys are constantly going and running their routes, right? So let's put the correlation here real quick. Let's say Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals runs a post. He runs a deep route. He runs a curl. Imagine doing that for 9, 10 plays. And you're obviously, you're in the offense. You know you're open. But and you know that the line sustained that block, but for some reason, quarterback isn't seeing him or looking his way or whatever, they're going to start to get antsy. Center position is the same thing. The big man is the same thing. When they keep going back and forth and they have to block a shot, they have to rebound, and then they're not getting the ball, they start to get disinterested. Like, you got to feed the big dog, right? You don't feed the big dog won't guard the house. Yes. Does he deserve it? Does he not deserve it? There's a lot of legitimate questions there. And you might be right, but it doesn't matter because you're in a shitty situation. You have to make him happy. And he's got even more things to play for, too. He's playing for what likely will be a 9-digit contract. You damn well better believe he wants the ball. So J.J. Redick is going to have to psychologize this. That's not a real world either, but I heard it in a movie, and I always crack up when I hear it. J.J. has to convince DeAndre Ayton that, yeah, we'll make sure to take care of you. Sometimes this is going to happen. Sometimes that's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to respond. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But that's something that's just the way it works with big guys. If they don't get the ball, this is a problem. And he's not the first one. He won't be the last one.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, and I know this really irritated Mark, and who pointed it out during our watch along. About 6 minutes left, I think, in the game in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it's coming out of timeout or what, but LeBron goes over and instead of getting some information or some advice from the coach, he goes and gets some information or something really as far as conversation. It seemed basketball game oriented with Rich Paul instead. They were there talking for at least a couple minutes before play started, and it didn't directly lead to the Grizzlies getting a basket, but the Grizzlies got a basket. It was Aiden's man. It wasn't his that scored, but still kind of irritating that this late in the game, you're talking and getting basketball advice from your manager, from the guy that runs Clutch instead of the guy that runs the basketball team. Just an observation. I just want to put it there.
I'm not a fan of Rich Paul. Never have been.
No.
I think he should go back to selling CDs out of his trunk. That's how much how I feel about him. This interview tour that he's doing, saying stupid shit like people didn't buy Jordans to be like Mike. Motherfucker, they had a commercial that said it. What do you mean that's not why people are buying it? Seriously, like the amount of stupidity and wasted air with these guys. This is why this shit has fallen off the cliff. The only reason why it hasn't fallen and died off the cliff, they're still alive, is because LeBron is that talented. LeBron has had his career, and it's turned out the way it has because he's that talented. If he wasn't that talented, this would have blown up years ago. Sometimes the talent can ride. It can go. And this isn't like a distraction like Shaq used to distract people. Because in the end, Shaq is on video saying this. When he went into deals, and I'm pretty sure Michael, and I'm damn sure Kobe and those guys did the same thing. It's just Shaq talks about things a little bit more than those guys. But when he's making a deal for an endorsement or whatever, commercials, he has a story where they're talking to his agent, his manager, agent. And then right away, Shaq's like, why don't you talk to me? I'm the guy that you're trying to get. You talk to me. I'll talk to my guys. You talk to me. LeBron doesn't do that, right? And to me, it's always like you got to be able to control your environment. Like, I'm not going to sit around. Look, I know some people who are not choir boys. Just saying. I know some guys that are not choir boys. Now, there's a limit, obviously. They're not killing people. They're not doing that stuff, at least not the people that don't deserve it. But point is, certain people in your life should be in an area maybe 5 spots away. Then there's some that can get to the 4 spot, some to the 3, little bit of the 2, and very few at the 1. With Rich Paul, I think I'm pretty sure that if guys like Shaq, guys like Kobe and Jordan, if they had their agents talking like that, I have a pretty good feeling that they'd be like, or it wouldn't even happen. Or they'd say, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you talking about stuff like this? And why? Why is this news? Why does anyone give two shits about what Rich Paul thinks? What is it with guys named Paul lately? Jake Paul, Rich Paul. What the fuck is it with Pauls lately? Why do I give a shit about some meth-looking white trash piece of shit and some asshole who it wasn't for LeBron James would still be probably scraping shit off the street? Like, I don't understand why these guys. That's the one thing that I think that's ultimately what's killed me about social media. It's not trolls. Trolls, you just turn it off. You don't need to listen to this shit, right? What's killed me about social media is we have made morons viable. We've made them important when they have no business being important. Why do we even care? Why is he even being interviewed? For what? Because idiots like Jeannie Buss and idiots like Rob Pelinka have validated them. You didn't see Jerry West hanging out with Rich Paul, did you? How about Presti? You don't see him hanging out with any of those types, do you?
Well, this aspiration thing doesn't shed a lot of great light on Jerry West, because Jerry West did have some conversations with Uncle Dennis quite a bit.
What, he shit on Uncle Dennis?
No, they were getting it, as far as trying to make sure that money was going right back and forth. Jerry West was, there was conversations back and forth text-wise with Dennis, making sure he was getting this money. Again, you'd have to go look into it, but
he hated Uncle Dennis. That's on record, right?
I don't know if he said he hated.
Well, he didn't like dealing with him.
Yeah, well, he was dealing with him. He just didn't like dealing with him. But
and we know why Jerry was dealing with him, right? Because Jerry was working as a consultant for the Clippers, and Mr. Microsoft forced it, right? I'm not trying to say that Jerry West was perfect. I'm well aware that Jerry West probably made Jerry Buss's life kind of a pain a lot of times. I'm not saying that he didn't do that. But here's the problem, Gerald. This is the problem with this. How do you... The Chevy Chase documentary is another kind of... You're like in this paradox of, damn it, this man is so good at what he does, but he sucks outside it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is how I've worked with people who are a pain in the ass, but are freaking talented. I deal with their weirdness. I can navigate through it. Now, Jerry Buss navigated through it for what, 30 years? 20 years? Sorry, 20 years? I think he paid his dues, and I got it. And maybe Jerry saw the transition. He saw what happened with Phil Jackson. And Phil Jackson, I can't say that Jerry left because of Phil Jackson, because Phil Jackson pisses everybody off. That's all that man did his entire career. But then again, Gerald, the results. It's hard. It's hard to get on the Jerry West when they do go AWOL, or the Phil Jackson being a dick. It's like, damn it. But those guys produce. What has Rich Paul produced? He's produced dick. What has he produced? Why are we listening to him? Why are we even talking about him? So it's like, I don't want. There's a difference. There's a difference. And again, we validate these morons. There's so many guys. I mean, look, here's the thing. I got asked the other day, Joe, how do you know about all this stuff if you're not watching it on the social media? I go, listen, I get posts from my friends, the Tiffany Amber Thiesens, when back in the day when she was on 90210, like, we're guys. We're going to send each other pictures of the girls we used to like, right? Like, but what happens is you get into that algorithm where all of a sudden you start getting a lot of these hot chicks that come up on the feed, right? And then you start to go, what is this? And then some of the people you remember from back in the day, whatever. Then you start clicking on them like, is everybody a whore now? Like, why are these people important? Why am I getting a And why is the algorithm giving me an interview with Rich Paul when isn't it reading my voice that I hate this guy? Well, not hate him. I can't stand him. It's just too much. It's too much nonsense and too much attention to people that suck. I just don't want. I want this season to end because I want, and it sucks too because I also do want LeBron to still play the way he's playing. Like he get like fucker is talented, man. But I can't stand his people. I can't stand his aura, his thing. Just like Pat Riley couldn't stand it. Just like Gilbert couldn't stand it. Dan Gilbert was, I remember reading after the second removal out of Cleveland. I remember that, we're done with him and his people.
All I'm just going to say, Joe, is, I mean, this wasn't a conversation, a friendly, laughing conversation in the first quarter during free throws. This wasn't a conversation in the second quarter, as far as coming out of a timeout. This was in the fourth quarter when the game was getting serious and the game was close. Again, Mark, aka Xbox, and I agree with him, had a problem with it, had an issue with it when he could have been getting more in place or closer place as far as the defensive alignment or getting some instruction from the actual coach at the LA Lakers. But instead, he was getting fed something, and I'm assuming it was basketball to that game related from Rich Paul. And again, we're just going to keep on seeing this down the line. And again, when people talk about how well he's doing, it's remarkable how well he's doing. There's been no one at this age who is performing like he is. Absolutely no one. So I will give you that. But again, it's all this other side stuff that is just what's frustrating about LeBron's legacy when you look at it.
It is. It's the most frustrating. He's a communal guy, right? He's about the community of his circle, and I can totally identify with that. I totally understand that, but not at work. My friends don't dictate what I do at work. They don't know shit, and even if they did know a little bit, are they going to be able to execute what needs to get done? The answer is no. Now, I'm not playing NBA basketball or the NFL. That's a rare genetic timing, all that stuff that's there, right? But it's still a job. It's still a job. You still form a team of things. And nonsense takes up a lot of brain power. It takes focus. When we talk about the details, the little details, how to inbound the ball, all that, your head has to be clear, man. Your head has to be clear. You need to slow down and focus. If you're worried about other things, your focus gets off, right? Why are we talking about his stupid manager? We should be talking about, man, what a year this guy is having at his age. And man, can this team make noise? We're not talking about that. We're talking about social media drama trash. And the people that keep feeding that garbage. And then we have to talk about it because now I'm getting messages on our chat with Sean Rutledge, not the other Sean. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why am I wasting my time reading this shit? I don't care. Well, Joe, that's what people want to talk about.
Hey, they got away with it tonight. The Lakers got it done and executed down the stretch. But it's the second game in a row against Memphis, a team under 500 who tonight didn't have their best or arguably their best player in Ja Morant out of the lineup. Although this year you could say he's probably not their best player. It's probably Triple J. But tonight, again, down the stretch, compare this with Friday's victory. Again, they should have had an easier time today because they didn't have one of their main rotation players, one of their best players on the team, in Ja Morant, but still they get off to such bad starts. Once again, getting off to such a bad start and spend the rest of the game climbing uphill. It's just frustrating to see this continually happen, Joe.
Much like the culture of just, I'm not going to say baseball because the Dodgers, man, I don't hear anything bad on that team. You have any idea? This team has 5 Hall of Famers on it. Well, they used to have 5 now that Kershaw's retired. These guys are testosterone filled, and this is baseball. The most red ass athletes are baseball players. You remember Darren Ernstad? You remember you were following the Angels at that time, right? Like that guy was the quintessential red ass, right? Like he was the main guy I remember at during his time. And then you had God knows how many people. I mean, Barry Bonds might be the most famous one, right? So baseball has such huge entitlement, ego, all that stuff. Yet, because I keep falling in this. Well, it's the culture, right? No. Is there a bigger athlete right now on the planet, Gerald, than Shohei Ohtani? No. I mean, it's close. You got Messi, you got Ronaldo, but Messi is as great as he's still playing. He's not Messi from 10 years ago, right?
Also, Ronaldo, he has an equal or thereabouts. Okay,
I'm not talking. This is at max power. Like Messi, as good as he is.
Although, but in baseball, there is no equal. In sports, there is no equal as what Ohtani is doing, and Ohtani is it right now in all of American sports.
Yeah, it's like it would be like Ronaldo and Messi, even though this isn't realistic, but it would be like they would be the best players, strikers, and the best goalie at the same time, right? That would be the equivalent.
I'm not saying which one is better, which one's not better, because that's an argument you guys can have.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the time right now. Like in terms of like Ohtani is in his prime, right? This guy has no ego. Then you have Mookie Betts, who people forget is a 5-tool player who just almost won a Gold Glove switching to shortstop. Who does that this late in their career? Oh, and you have probably the most clutch playoff player ever in Freddie Freeman. Oh, and then you have Mr. Baseball, Will Smith. And then you have the Yamamotos, the Snells, 2-time Cy Young Award winner who sometimes people are like, well, who's better? Like it's how come those guys aren't screwing things up? How come we don't hear about their managers talking stupid and doing things like that? And you don't hear any negativity around those guys.
Does.
Well, as far as the translator, I mean, what can you do?
Well, I'll just say again, when you're talking about Ohtani, guys, I meant that the fact that with Ohtani, there is no one else in the conversation. With Messi, somebody's always going to say Ronaldo, or Ronaldo, someone's always going to say Messi. I'm not saying who is better, who's not. Again, when it comes to that, European soccer, FIFA, I leave that up to you guys because you guys are more the experts than I am on that. But right now in American sports, as far as right now in 2025, there is no one in NBA, in the NFL, anyone that is equaling the status of what Ohtani is right now. And even don't have to be a Dodgers fan for that. You just have to be a sports fan to understand what Ohtani is doing right now, Joe, is unprecedented in the history of their league. You can go back to Babe Ruth, whatnot, and you can argue that Babe Ruth kind of did no, not to the extent that Ohtani has been doing and excelling at the same time on both accounts right now that what he's doing. So Ohtani, again, is the source of conversation. So I can understand that in its entirety, that no one is talking more about Ohtani in a light. I mean, he's a god in Japan. Again, I've told you my wife went overseas, went to Japan. Ohtani all over the place, as far as the eye can see. She navigated her way through Tokyo via Otani signs when she gave the word to the taxi driver. You have to follow a certain Otani signs to get back to the hotel. That's how iconic Otani is in his country and to an extent ours as well.
The point of the story is if you're going to have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Clayton Kershaw, Shohei Ohtani on your team, and you have egoless Hall of Famers on your team with very good baseball players on top of that, and you don't hear anything going on, it shows that there is the ability to have that atmosphere. And it has to, if you're going to deal with the drama, we dealt with it with the Shaq and Kobe thing, right? We dealt with it with Jerry West and Phil Jackson, but they won. So there are two ways to deal with it. If you're not going to win and have to deal with the bullshit, then it's got to go, right? But if you win, then you deal with it. But it's just much nicer when you don't have to talk about a Nimrod that has nothing to do with team basketball. Like that guy has no. It's LeBron James, not you. Why are we talking about you? The Scott Boras discussion. You know, I had a discussion the other day about Scott Boras. Oh, you got Scott Boras is an agent. He's supposed to get the most money for his players. I go, yeah, I understand that. We get that. But he's a liar. He just said Ime is just no different than Yamamoto. That guy hasn't won 99% of the shit that Yamamoto won when he was in Japan. What are you talking about? Why are you lying? You're a liar. It's just I don't want stupid to continue to be validated. Uselessness to be validated. Society validates trash so much because they're public figures or they're making money. Doing what? For what? If you came to me right now and said, I can give you the money that fucking idiot that boxed, you can be this guy and all his money and all his, I would rather be a homeless bum than that piece of shit. Because the second I'm a bum, I'm going to go get myself out of it. And I can still just be normal. Stop giving these guys attention. And no one says anything. Why? Why do I give a shit? Why should we give a shit about this guy? Why? Where's Tommy Lasorda, man? Where's George Steinbrenner? You think he put up with this shit, Gerald? Maybe I was born too late. I don't know. Maybe I was born too late. I love a lot of the technologies of today. Believe me, I love the ability to use those tools. I really do. But we lost quality along the way. That's the problem. Where's the quality? Why are we looking up to, like, I had this schmuck that was doing a stand-up bit about Anthony Edwards and how he's paying off his skanks with his, like, oh, this guy's really got it figured out. Even if it's a joke, it's like, that's a stupid joke. I'm not offended by it, but it's a stupid joke. Why are you admiring him? Unless the joke in the end was to shit on him, which he didn't. There's nothing to admire there. Nothing. So my advice to everyone who will listen that has any pull, stay away from morons. And if morons are going to start getting in front of you and saying things to where they're being validated because they're famous or they know LeBron James or whatever, you gotta take that shit down, man. You gotta say, look, who are you? What do you do? What? You run errands? Oh, you do big deals. Would anybody do a deal with that motherfucker if LeBron James wasn't behind him or in front of him?
Well, we'll find out more about the Lakers coming off their victory tonight. 120 to 114. They're now 22 and 11, third place in the Western Conference. They head on to New Orleans on Tuesday, and then a back-to-back with a conveniently timed return, most likely, Joe, of Victor Wembanyama to the rotation coming up on Wednesday after that big scare with his knee. Thank goodness he's going to be okay. I wish they would keep him out another week, but they're not going to, most likely. Your thoughts on the Lakers road trip before we head on out?
I'd like to get some revenge on San Antonio,
Would love that too.
but it's
You think
going to
they'll
be.
rest? I said in the beginning of the show that they're probably going to do the old resting thing on the best second night back to back.
So they're gonna rest New Orleans when they already have a couple days off.
Rest in San Antonio and get the win in New Orleans. Rest in San Antonio and punt that game because they've got the game on Friday at home, coming back home against Milwaukee.
I'm just going to play it by ear. I have no feeling on what's going to happen. The schedule's weird in January. They go to New Orleans, San Antonio, then they come back home, and then they're off a couple days. Then they go to Sacramento, and then they got to go back home on a back-to-back there and play Atlanta. The games are kind of boring.
Just got to get that victory in New Orleans.
You're hitting the dog days of the NBA right now. The January
victory.
The January schedule, the middle of January schedule is very dog day of the NBA. This is kind of where you make or break your seeding in a lot of ways, because as soon as February hits, things start to get a little bit tighter, especially with the trade deadline coming up. And then if you don't do something or you do something, now the pressure is to get going on that, right? We are a society of what have you done for me in the last 5 seconds. If they beat New Orleans, then that's standard procedure. If they get beat handedly by San Antonio, we'll be on the show talking about how the Lakers are not going to win a championship again. That's kind of the back and forth that we always have.
I'm just saying that they've got to go 2-1 this week, Joe. 2-1 this week. They win the game at home in Milwaukee, and they win the game on the road in New Orleans.
I'm sure that's probably how it'll play out. I'm interested in. I'm just interested in seeing this team stop getting injured. I don't know if that's realistic.
We'll find out, my friend. But again, we'll not have Rui on the road trip. Well, of course, we'll not have Austin. Gabe had on the Letterman's jacket today, so I don't think he'll. Most likely, I'm going to guess he's not going to be there for the Lakers as well. But we'll see. Which is concerning because the Lakers had only 11 points from their bench tonight, which is troubling when your two best players coming off the bench have to start for your team. These guys behind them are just not getting it done. Dalton Connect, again, not getting huge minutes, but he has gotten looks and has just not been able to shoot it well. And Dalton tonight, not only the fact he had open looks and missed, but he got schooled by Santi Aldama, as I mentioned earlier. Absolutely got in his head. He made Connect got an offensive foul because he pushed him down, got in his head, started talking some smack to the kid, and immediately went right to the bench. And that's all she wrote for Dalton Connect. He cannot continually do this, or he's just not going to be anything for you going forward. It's just a situation of how many more times are we going to give this kid a chance?
It doesn't look like. I think he needs to change the scenery, and I don't even know if that's going to matter.
I agree.
I don't. There's something off on above the neck with him, and maybe that's why they were trading him last year. because I think they probably figured that out before maybe we did.
Mhm.
They're there with him every day, seeing practice, seeing how he acts in the locker room, things like that. So at that point, the only thing is I think they did the right thing in retracting the trade because I didn't want them to lose that first round pick. I don't want this team to drop any more first round picks.
I agree. I said that in our chat. I
Yeah.
said that
I
would
don't want
be,
that. I think those days are done. And the reason why it's important now versus before is because the league will not allow you to be successful dropping second apron money enough to sustain a team that has some depth and players at the same time that are going to take you to championship levels.
I don't know about amazing Mars. He's averaging 12 points on the season, so I'm not going to say amazing would be the key word I've used for Mark Williams, but adequate would probably be more for me. He has played pretty good. Tonight was 8.66 rebounds, Mars. So he's averaging close to 13 points, 8 rebounds, block and a half a game. So again, solid. Nothing outstanding, but solid, which is probably what he would have given the Lakers. Solid numbers as far as it's concerned. Nothing earth shattering as far as that it predicts, but maybe would have been a better rim protector than what DeAndre Ayton is doing now. Conversely, DeAndre Ayton would probably be a better offensive individual for the Lakers, and Mark Williams probably would have been a little bit better on the defensive end for the Lakers had they would have kept him. But yeah, there you go. But you're right. I'll give you Goodwin because Goodwin outplayed SGA tonight, and Goodwin has been great for them all season. And you just wonder, had they not signed Marcus Smart and kept Goodwin and maybe gotten someone else instead, would that been a more effective a move by Rob Pelinka, Joe? Because Goodwin's had an outstanding season with Phoenix.
It's easy to have a good year when there's no pressure and you're in Phoenix or Memphis.
Phoenix is actually right behind the Lakers.
Yeah,
in the Western Conference.
There's some kind of Ishbia is the first signs that this guy sort of got it was when didn't he lower food prices at the arena?
He did. After 2 years of putting this team in misery, he's finally started to get it. But they are only 2 games back of the Los Angeles Lakers right now.
So when you don't have enough talent and you have a young team and they're coming through, that usually means the pillars are stacking the correct way. They're focused on playing basketball and not being a bunch of jackals.
Mark Goodwin doesn't suck. He's been playing well for Phoenix, really well for Phoenix.
I think he's just saying that because Vari always likes to say Goodwin.
Oh, Goodwin. Okay. Now, if you're saying it because of that, then that's cool. But on the season, Goodwin actually has been playing pretty good for them, indeed. Just like Christie. Christie's been a solid player. But again, in order to make the trade for Luka, we had to give up something. And it's worked out for Dallas as far as bringing them a rotation player that they can use going forward. Could we use that type of archetype as far as athletic, young, can shoot the three and defend? Yeah, I would like to have that. But again, you had to give up what you had to give up to get a much better player in Luka Doncic. So again, we'll see if that's going to continue to hurt the Lakers as far as how Jordan Goodwin plays. Is he going to play at such a substantially better rate than Marcus Smart? We'll have to wait.
Well, the problem with you have Bronny James that's on the team and you don't have Goodwin. If you want to say that, that's a really bad decision. Why would you have a lesser player on the team when you had a better player on the team?
But it's also what you're paying them because you're paying Goodwin substantially less than you were or what you are for Marcus Smart. So
yeah.
El Rosto says Matisse Thybulle. Again, that's another Jared Vanderbilt type, but great on the defensive end, but doesn't play because he just is such a minus on the offensive end. So That someone will probably be in play because he doesn't have the greatest contract in the world from Portland, and I believe Portland will try to move him at the trade deadline. John, I think, is posting in. He is at Lakers Corner. Check out his 3-minute report. Hopefully, your young lady is feeling
You're not in the
better.
bathroom taking a shit, are you?
No, I'm not.
That would
was
be a
downstairs,
first for the show.
but I just came upstairs. But yes, I'm sorry I'm late, guys. My daughter has been feeling like absolute trash today, and then every time I put her to sleep, she wakes up like 5 minutes later. But now I got her to sleep for good, and wanted to come on here. Just talk real quick, guys. I know it wasn't pretty, but you love to see the Lakers at least pull it off when it matters most, right? Because to be real with you guys, we were getting our ass beat all game long. We were getting outplayed, to be honest with you, for the majority part of the game, except really the entire second half, but really the last couple of minutes of that fourth quarter. You hate to see us lose, during the quarters 1, 2, 3, but damn, did I love to see us put it together when it mattered most? Because that's what winning is, y'all. Is putting it together when it matters most. So good to be here. And Joe, heard you were at a party last time I was at the stream. How was that party?
When I party, I party.
Yeah. Oh, so you had a good time?
I have a good time every minute of the day.
Fucking love that, man.
But
yeah.
Guys, great game, great win for the Lakers, 2 in a row. I mean, it did make us nervous, but the Lakers again pull it out in the clutch. John, your overall thoughts on the game as far as it's concerned?
Like I said, I really do. I believe that we got outplayed throughout the entirety of the game, except that third quarter as well. But really just like that fourth quarter run that we went on, and that's my biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway is we played and we were hooping when it mattered most, to be honest with you. So I love to see it. And then big shout out to Jake LaRavia as well, Gerald, because I've been honest about him. When he's been good, I've been giving him his praise. When I feel like he hasn't been confident, I've been getting on him. But man, oh man, is he finding a way to slot himself right into the starting lineup and be perfect at just seamlessly fitting, right? Seamlessly fitting. If he needs to step up and do more, he's going to be able to do like how he did these last 2 games. And if he needs to just take that back seat and be that defender that can just consistently knock down that corner shot, you love to see it. But besides that, though, like I said, we got outplayed when we outplayed them when it matters most. But we definitely, I think, for the majority part of this game, kind of got outplayed. To be honest, not kind of did get outplayed. And as Serge,
41-year-old golf, though, has been played 2 games in a row. He's played again at a higher level than anyone at that age has played before.
So wait, who?
The GOAT. You're
for sure. Oh, for sure. I thought you. Honestly,
Why are you guys
I thought you were
always
talking about ravioli.
You always have this condescending tone when you talk about LeBron and John Costa.
I mean, y'all know how I feel about LeBron. I'll give you.
I don't see John Costa running around with every jersey that LeBron ever wore. What is this?
They just have to go ahead and look at the archives, Joe.
I mean, look.
Why do you keep shitting on him about LaRavia?
Because
I haven't said anything to him about LaRavia.
I'm talking about the chat.
Oh,
like every 5 seconds, as soon as LaRavia wipes his ass the right way. See, John, he wiped his ass the right way.
They're holding on to
dude, relax.
Earlier this season about being
I had to hear another Max Christie diatribe today. Oh my God, I can't believe Joe. This is on Lakers ball, by the way. Oh, Joe, he's just being Joe. Ox is just being Ox. He doesn't like Max Christie, and he doesn't have any basis for it. I'm like, you dumb assholes. He's been in the league 5 years. He averages 7 points a game. What do you want me to? What do you want me to be impressed? Whoa, he scored 24 points the other day. He plays in Dallas, and there's 82 games.
But they're
just
holding
because
on
you don't like something doesn't mean we walk out. I think I had this discussion before. Guys,
they're holding on to
it's
John's
a skill.
comments from before about how he's
skill.
pros.
But the thing is, Gerald,
comments, the stuff you said back then.
But the thing is, though, Gerald, that's the thing. Like, I'm honest. See, that's the problem with a lot of these people is they're not actually real basketball fans. I'm actually honest. When you suck ass, I'm gonna let you know you suck ass. When you don't have confidence and you're scared to put the ball on the ground, I'm gonna let you know you're scared to put that. Hey, what the fuck are you doing on this team? But when you actually step up and play with confidence and do what you're supposed to do, I give people praise. People just cannot stand somebody that's fucking real, somebody that gives somebody praise and honor when they deserve it, and when they don't, I get on their ass. It's not like everybody else. It's like all these fucking little fanboys, like I'm dick riding no matter what. No, just like with everybody, whether it's Jake LaRavia, whether it's LeBron James, whether it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. I'm a Lakers fan. If you fuck up, I'm gonna let you know you fuck up. But if you are hooping, I'm gonna let you know you're hooping. And numbers don't lie. And everything I say, I back up with numbers. So that's why when people like that are in the chat try to get on me, 9 times, actually not even 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, they're wrong, because everything I say comes from a basis of numbers. I have numbers that back it up. So even when I talk about LeBron, y'all know how I feel about LeBron, and I'll stand on it, irregardless of how he play. Now, if he play like ass, I'm gonna let it be known. Not gonna change how I feel about him, nor anybody else, man. So that's it, Gerald. It's just that people always want to say something, but they never dealt with a real fucking basketball head, right? Like us right here, we real fucking basketball heads. So when they when they say dumb shit, Gerald, like it's like I say that to that black guy. Lions don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep.
That damn black guy.
That damn black guy.
And by the way, for people that are new, there is just one of our regular commenters is named Black, and that's why they're referencing it.
Black, whatever, block, whatever it is.
It's Black. But anyways, I wanted to ask you about
That's
LeBron
my
James.
comedy, by the way.
One last thing before we head on out, because Joe already touched on it quite a bit.
Did you guys? It reminded me of that skit where the guy came in. He's like, "Is there a black person here?" And there's a lady there that's black, and then the guy that's the white guilted guy is going, why are you talking like that? Well, is there a black person here? And she's like, there's a black person right here. And then right when she said that, he found the black purse, because he's saying, I'm looking for the black purse in here.
Hey, I'm switching on my computer. Hold on, I'm gonna join on my computer right now. Give me 1 second.
I've got one last question for you before we.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hold on.
All right. Once again, it is the Lakers winning 120-114. It is Joe Soro. Try the Joe Soro experiment. He covered tonight's Pittsburgh Steelers game on his channel. Also, as well, John Costa at Lakers Corner. You go ahead and check out his 3-minute report. So before we head on out, my friend, I touched on it with Joe. And sometimes it's just those things you say that touch the wrong way. But tonight, about 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Touch the right way? What? I don't touch anybody.
That hits you the right way. That hits you the
touch anybody.
Right way. That's for
Weirdo.
Sure. That's hit you the right way.
There you go.
Rich Paul and LeBron James were talking something just before an out of bounds for Memphis, which was kind of concerning. It looked basketball related. It looked like the type of thing a coach would tell a player, the way they were talking about what was going on the court. Any issues or concerns with that when you see that happening in fourth quarter of a tight game with LeBron and Rich Paul conversating so close for an extended period of time?
No, but LeBron better not be on that bullshit. I feel like irregardless, right? I feel like somebody's always gonna have something to say of whether they're talking about the game, whether they're talking about something deeper. But it's up to LeBron to believe or act on that bullshit, and he better not. I'm brief about it. How do you feel about it?
These are times where LeBron has to understand he needs to talk to his teammates, or he needs to talk to the coach at times like this. It didn't hurt his play, but he had to hustle to get back into the play defensively. Now, it wasn't his man that scored on that play. I don't know if it directly led into anything, but he got away with it essentially. But still, it's an issue, I think, that is concerning. It wasn't in the first quarter, just laughing up on a free throw or something, or coming out of a timeout and you're just laughing up because you see your guy on the other side of the court or whatnot. This was coming into the final few minutes of a game, an important game because Denver just lost to Brooklyn, and you could jump from 5th to 3rd in the Western Conference, which right now seeding for behind OKC is about as important as you can get right now going forward for a team like the Lakers, who don't have the extended quality roster that some of these other teams have, John. So it is a concern to me. It was a big concern to Mark and I feel that Mark is justified in everything that he said at that point in time about what was going on.
So are you guys kind of trying to draw the parallel of when LeBron was in that game a couple games ago when he was like joking around with the other team type shit? Are you guys just talking about is the seriousness? Because he
was talking about, you could tell he was talking to LeBron about something basketball related on that court, like telling him something, like a coach would. But the problem is, why are you talking to your agent with 6 minutes left in the game in a tight game? I think that's the point Mark was trying to make.
I mean, and again, I understand, but I feel like we should see how much, like, was LeBron like, hey, yo, Rich, come here, look at this. Because I'm going to be honest, everybody, even us, probably would, if we had an opportunity to tell LeBron something about how we feel or what we see on the court, would. So, I mean, again, that's why.
But during the game, isn't that a coach?
But no, that's why that's why my answer is for LeBron to entertain that bullshit. He better not. And that's what I'm saying, right? Rich Paul can say whatever he want, and so could I, and so could the person sitting in the front row, the nosebleeds. They probably all had an opinion, but I just feel like it's up to LeBron for sure. Don't listen to that. Listen to what JJ's talking about. Okay, and who knows that he's not talking about the same thing.
They were talking about even if they were talking. Let's say they were talking about what their dinner plans were. That's even worse.
Agreed. That now that is where I would be like, all right, you're not locked in, brother.
As El Rosto said it best. He was completely engaged. There is no reason his agent should have come over to the sideline. On the opposite sideline, by the way, it was not the Lakers sideline. Should have come over to the opposite of the sideline and chat him up between the plays. Literally, LeBron was late getting to his spot after, which is correct. Now, it didn't lead to his man scoring, but in some way, it might have led to Ayton's man scoring those points at that point in time. It's not a good look, and it's just one of the many things. What if all these players had their agents talk to them with 6 minutes left in the game? Would you have an issue with that as well?
Again, it just fully is up to how much the player is entertaining it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Gerald. I have had so many times playing basketball, and you're inbounding a ball, and you got people in your ear telling you what to do. Hey, switch on that man, switch on that man. I don't give a fuck about what a fan is talking about. There's a reason you're a fan, and I'm a player, and we're a coach. Like, and I'm gonna listen to myself as the player or my coach. I could give a fuck what this fan is talking about, even if this fan is my mom. Man, I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to just be like, shoot it. My mom never had no idea what I'm like, Mom, I can't just shoot every single time down court. So, so it's the same thing. That's just like Rich Paul is just probably telling LeBron what he thinks. And LeBron is like, I mean, I hope he's like, I could give a fuck, Rich, thanks. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking into it enough, but
I would look into it if you can find the footage of it.
No, I seen the video, but I'm just telling you, like, the point that you have, the point that Mark have. Again, I understand it, but again, unless LeBron does what Rich Paul is telling him, then again, Rich Paul is just like everybody else in that stadium. An opinion. He has an opinion about what's going on with 6 minutes left. I bet everybody else in that stadium, if they had an opportunity to, would be like, yo, LeBron, here's what I think, right? But it's up to LeBron to be like, okay, there's a reason you're not playing and you're not JJ Redick. So let me see what JJ got to say.
Joe, I'm not going to touch on it again with you on that because you already shared your opinion for quite a bit on it.
What's Joe's opinion? I want to know you guys' opinion. I heard Mark's and Gerald's.
Well, he did. He's touching on it now, Joe. So we're touching on it with you, my friend. What was your opinion on Rich Paul?
He's insignificant.
100%. Just like any other fan in there.
but it did take him away.
Is
Almost
this
took
the
him away from the
kind of
play.
guy that's going to say, have the gall, like most trolls online, right? We have a few trolls every now and then. We have a couple right now in that this is the guy that's going to think that anyone else's opinion doesn't matter because they're not close enough to the game, right? Right? That's how it goes. The armchair quarterbacks. Do I really, really need to be an NFL player to know blown coverages?
No.
Why blown coverages happen? I can. I'm not stupid. I can see, and I know plays. I know what drop coverage is in basketball. I know what a dunker spot is. I know what I'm watching. I know how to interpret things. If I'm going to criticize, I'm not criticizing because I feel like I know it's going to make me feel good that I act like I know what I'm talking about. I'm saying it because of what's going on. Rich Paul is the reason why guys like him and LeBron enabling him is why focus and the little things don't get done. It's why LeBron has 4 championships in a 23-year career instead of 6 or 7. Those things are very, very, very small. It accumulates. It's a lot of it is mental. It does play a factor in that. And what this guy's doing right now is he's on this Scottie Pippen tour of discrediting Michael Jordan. And then what that does is, and this is part of the social media stupidness, you have
You talking about Rich right now or LeBron?
Nothing being trolled. Joe is all 100 year. Why is this guy talking about? Dude, I do a show once every couple of weeks. What is this guy doing?
Joe, don't worry about this guy, man. His name is Just Chillin' Boy.
Just chilling. Oh, that guy. Oh, fuck him.
Really hurts. Fuck, I need poop.
When I didn't read the top part. I thought it was somebody else. When
Troll.
When this guy is going on a tour to discredit greatness, how much credibility should that guy have? Like, what is the benefit of Pippen going on and saying he was better than Michael? This motherfucker didn't get called to hit a last-second shot by Phil Jackson, arguably the greatest coach of all time. And then when the play got executed, how much dumber did he look after that? So that guy, and Pippen is an all-time great, Hall of Famer and all that, but just because he's an all-timer doesn't mean he's not an idiot.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean he's not going to screw up to where somebody like us will say, you're an idiot for saying that. If your retort after that is, oh, well, you never played NBA basketball, you know what? No, that has nothing to do with it. You think you're better than Michael Jordan? Really? You don't believe that. So now I got to listen to some other nobody. At least Pippen has. I think I know why he's doing it for a couple of reasons. Which one of the reasons is really bad. You know, he's trying to get publicity for making money with his books. The other is the shit that happened with his ex and Jordan's kid. Like that one, I sort of understand. Like how the hell did this even happen, right?
I feel so bad for him for that.
I do. I feel bad for him about that. That was disgusting. But what is the benefit of this idiot going on interviews and saying people aren't wearing Jordans because they wanted to be like Mike? What does that even mean?
I'm not muted, JSJ. I was talking earlier, but now I think it's Joe's turn to talk.
Who are you talking to?
Bro, my fucking stomach is killing me. I feel like I have like a stomach virus right now. Damn.
Oh man, not again for you, John.
That's some no, it's because I ate a little soup. I think I ate it way too fast. Put my daughter to sleep, then I was like, and I was like, oh, let me hop on postgame. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, hey, that's how I feel about the whole thing. Again, just like assholes, Rich Paul in that moment had an opinion. Just like anybody else in that probably arena.
You don't bring your
You don't bring
client
that up
over to the side at 6 minutes left.
for
and
sure, right?
they
No,
close
for
the
sure.
game.
But the thing is, though, Gerald, look, I'll say this: everybody in that arena, if they had an opportunity to, would as well. Again, that's why I say it doesn't matter what in the fuck Rich Paul does. It matters what how LeBron reacts to it. And again, that's his boy. I hope that for the sake of him being his boy, he should have just been like, "Oh yeah, oh okay, Rich, cool, thanks. I would love to know your opinion at this point." And just walk away being like, all right, I'll give a fuck about what he's saying. Whether he's wrong or right, I'm not listening to him. I'm doing what JJ talked about, or I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not listening to Rich fucking Paul. So there we are.
No, he didn't really go off on the Dodgers today as far as anything related to that. He was very complimentary on the Dodgers, Joe was, and actually was very, very complimentary on what, how important Ohtani is right now to the world of sports as far as the singular name in all of sports right now, which I can't say I would disagree with Joe on that one. I mean, because again, the Messi Ronaldo, and I don't want to bring that up as far as debate who's better, because I didn't say who's better, guys. I was just putting up as far as with Messi, you do talk about Ronaldo. With Ronaldo, you talk about Messi. Right now with Ohtani, you don't talk about anybody else that's in his stratosphere right now. And
Derek Jeter is better than Ohtani.
Okay.
Derek Jeter had the greatest sports career.
Guys, I could give a fuck about baseball. Don't talk to me about baseball.
Hold on. That's good that you brought up Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, if somebody came to me and said, Joe, whose career would you want to have ever in the history of athletes?
Mm-hmm.
Derek Jeter's number one.
John Costa.
John Costa's number one, and then Jeter's number two.
Hell yeah. Fuck yes. You would have had
Derek Jeter has his own team outside baseball.
Is he really?
Yeah, just look at his diamonds that he got off the field.
He has been very successful, and I'll just leave it at that.
He's been successful in 2 diamonds.
Yes,
all positions and a DH, by the way, and the DH.
Oh wow.
Alan says Lakers post injuries best lineup is Ayton, LBJ, Laravia, Vando, and Luka. Stats don't lie. It's bad that they've only been able to run it 37 minutes all season. Again, Vando and Smart, they for all the effort and stuff that they give you on the defensive end, they do give you some very frustrating moments, and that's just part of the baggage. I mean, tonight. Dribbling the ball to half court was an adventure for Marcus Smart. And tonight, handling the ball for Vando was an adventure for him tonight, as we saw. But again, that's what you get with Vando and Smart. You'll get the good, the very good, and the head-scratching stuff. That's just what you get with those guys, and that's just the way it's going to be with those two guys, whether you put in Smart, whether you put in Vando, or you put in both at the same time. But the Lakers do play against New Orleans, and then the next night against San Antonio. John, any thoughts on the road trip before we head on out?
A lot of games in on the road here in January. So
3rd place, Western Conference. Technically, if they win out the week, even at San Antonio, they could conceivably be back in 2nd place, my friend.
Come on. Hey, Gerald, don't say never say never, right?
I'm just saying could.
We could get there. Who's this person trolling here in the chat? Come on,
Which
guys.
one? I don't know. We get them all the time, so they just.
Well, I just invited him to talk to me through here.
But see, that's the thing, though, Joe. Most people won't do that.
No, they never have.
They never have. They never.
They
will.
usually piss off after that.
Lakers fast break at yahoo.com.
Hey,
at that email, and let's get your ass on here. Come on.
Gerald,
we're not going to be how much longer because again, we've been here on 2 hours, so we're not here all night. I know that there's no Jovan Muha. I know that's no Jovan Muha.
I think I know who it is.
No Lakers.
This is somebody that I know that's doing this.
Nation. I think no
His
Trevor
name starts
Lane.
with an A.
Okay.
I think I know who it is.
Well, but there's no Trevor Lane and no Jovan Buha.
Yeah, you declined because you're a pussy. That's why.
Yeah.
Pussy ass bitch.
Yeah.
I just invited you to come talk shit right here like men, but you're going.
Hey, Gerald,
flying like a bitch.
You're the legend, though, Gerald.
Thank
Just
you.
want to give big.
Always cower out. Always cower out.
Well, I saw them posting that, John. Jovan said, "Well, I can't be on tonight," and I heard somebody else on Twitter say, "Oh yeah, but no Trevor, no Jovan." So we're better than them.
Come on, you are. Gerald deserves so much freaking credit, y'all. You guys are legends. And shout out Drip Show. He said he's drunk, bro. I literally have so much Drip Show art. I'm trying to figure out.
What do you mean Drip Show is drunk? What? Somebody say Drip Show's drunk?
Well, he said I'm gonna call in next time I'm drunk. That's what he just said.
Oh,
But shout out! Look at this. I know I already showed this, but every time I get a chance to shout out Drip Show, look at this thing's freaking sick, man. But yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, I'm happy Spritemas.
At Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Again, you see LeBron and Luca back there behind me, canvas art. You see Kobe right here. Joe has hats and t-shirts. There's posters, canvas art. Again, whether it's pop culture related or whether it's sports related, he can do it all for you. Just go ahead. It starts off with going to at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Send him a message. Tough has already got something. Hopefully El Rosto is got an order that he's going to be able to make here too as well with Drip Show at Drip Show Shop. Start your 2026 off right with a great custom gift from Drip Show. Guys, been a great show, a great conversation. NBA observations. I'm hoping to sneak one in before I head off to Consumer the Electronics Show. Don't forget Lakers Corner. And of course, Joe Soro was on earlier tonight talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and his love for Mike Tomlin. 10-7. Any note on or any cliff notes on the Steelers, Joe, on your show?
Steelers suck. Raiders are 10 times better, and the
Did
Eagles.
You say the Raiders?
And the Eagles are going to smack the Steelers.
I saw in Las
Eagles?
Vegas today. I'm just going to say this.
Steelers suck.
Who on our chat predicted the same conference Super Bowl? Was it
I think it was me.
Okay, I'm just going to say this, the Raiders. It was a Kansas City home game today at the Raiders Stadium here in Las Vegas. Yes, the Raiders did win. That brings them to a sparkling 3-14 on the season.
JSJ said Raiders. I'm sorry, you guys.
They won tonight.
They did. They're 3-14.
They won twice. They won the lottery.
Yes,
in getting the first pick.
Because the
Mendoza is going to be a Raider.
Yes.
The question now is: are the Raiders going to hire a new coach?
They're going to get more than just.
Go get Cliff Kingsbury. Watch out for that one.
They've got a tight end they can go along with. They got Crosby. I guess if you want Genty, if you think Genty's they're going to be the guy for running back.
Genty will have a quarterback that can actually get him some room. Because they need
two lines outside of Crosby. They need an offensive and a defensive line. They need a defense. They need receivers. They need a lot of help than just a quarterback. But you're right.
Brian Flores should stay. Brian Flores. If Brian Flores is smart, he'll be a defensive coordinator for the next 20 years.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't think he's got the temperament for the trade.
I can't believe they're doing this to poor Pete Carroll at 70+ years age.
Look at what Luke Walton said. He said, Joe, stop trying to get underage.
Pinty, yes, we know that Jordan Goodwin dominated. We talked about him earlier in the show because it was pointed out to us because of how well he played against SGA.
This guy's using a different.
No, it's Pinty's different. Pinty I talk to all the time.
No, not Pinty, not him.
Oh, okay, the other one. Okay.
Yeah, the other guys. It's the same guy, just basically talking to himself.
What, Luke Walton?
But Pinty, you're right. Jordan Goodwin played well today against SGA. He's played well for them in Phoenix this season, and we'll see how it materializes. But yes, in order to sign Marcus Smart, we had to waive.
Guys, what is it with you guys? Every time an ex-Laker makes a 20-point game, now we should have kept him.
Yeah.
Well, Goodwin's played better and more. He's been on the floor more consistently for one thing over Marcus Smart. And he's played consistently better than Marcus Smart from the get-go all season, Joe. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Huh?
But he would have been cheaper, and he's played better than Marcus Smart has this season.
Can he play defense like Marcus Smart?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the stuff that Marcus Smart does for this team is really like the intangibles. Like I've seen a lot of runs that, and I'll let you speak real quick, but I've seen a lot of runs that get sparked by Marcus Smart coming in the game, diving on loose balls, playing fucking defense, switching on everybody, and then everybody else is just like, damn, if he doing this, I gotta do this. And then all of a sudden,
But on the flip side, though, just like Vando, he did kind of get it snatched away before half court, and the other guy went for
okay, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking Marcus Smart over Jordan Goodwin. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Consistently over the defense and
I'm just seeing what the crowd is saying, and they're not wrong. He played very well tonight, and he was the main defender on SGA, and SGA still got 25, but 8 of 22 shooting. Good game.
Taking Marcus Smart. Taking Marcus Smart.
And he's cheaper.
Taking a veteran NBA player over that.
Goodwin's been in the league like 4 or 5 years himself.
Marcus Smart's been in the league for like 11 and has a defensive player of the year under his belt. Not that he's
many years and many injuries ago.
No, again, not that he's the same player, but to play defense like that, there's a level of dog and a level of understanding the game and understanding just how to play defense.
Okay. I'm just saying. Again, they're saying it out there, and they're commenting.
And I love it. So I love it, but I'm just telling y'all. I think that Marcus Smart will in the long term help us more with some more veteran leadership, but also small backup point guard abilities, which we've seen him do a couple of times. Had a couple of 5+ assist games, and as well on top of that, the defensive spark. Man, it's an intangible. Can't put a number behind it. Sometimes you get in the game and you see somebody diving a loose ball that just came off the bench and you've been started. You have no choice but to dive on the next loose ball.
Okay. I will leave it at that. I'm not totally convinced, but again, there's also a difference in what they cost and the player that you could have got along with Jordan Goodwin that would help your bench out too. So you got to have to look at it from that perspective as well, John.
You're right.
Because as far as because the bench is pretty shallow right now, as we've talked about tonight. Only 11 bench points. Dalton Connect is his shot. Yeah,
he needs to be. He needs it before his NBA career is over. He needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
he looks like he's better off going back to college.
Well, only James Najee can do that. So once again, it's the Lakers fast break. Oh, that pissed a lot of people off when Baylor brought him back to college. Pissed a lot of people off. How can they do that? He was drafted already. Well, never played in the league. Technicality.
NIL money is different though.
Yeah. Well, he's getting paid now to play at Baylor. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers win 120-114. I know we'll try to sneak in an NBA observations, but we'll definitely be back on Tuesday night after the New Orleans game. Look forward to seeing what John Costa at Lakers Corner and Joe Soro at the Joe Soro experiment have waiting for you on their channels right now after the show. And don't forget, if you're a member, I'm throwing up some extra stuff for you right here in the not too distant future. Be prepared for that as well. But thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday after New Orleans. John, hope your young lady feels better. And I hope each and every one of you out there join us on Tuesday right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Come
on, John.